Hey guys, so this video tips for Regulus Euphoria. Finally, this is the last Euphoria character for this patch 2.8 and this is the last day for this patch. And finally, tips for Regulus. The first tips, technically Regulus is very easy to play. Alright, just put her behind the character that will do the most attack in the impromptu team. Right, the character that is most AP intensive. So here are some of the examples. If you have Barcarola, obviously it will be Barcarola. Voyager is also very AP intensive, but usually you don't want to bring Voyager and Regulus in the same team. But if you do, then yes, you put Regulus behind Voyager. But do keep in mind Voyager's ultimate also inflict the debuff that will make impromptu attack the enemy. So it's similar to the Rockstar Spotlight debuff that Regulus inflict. So it can be redundant, which is why not a lot of people use Voyager and Regulus. But here I'm just listing out the AP intensive impromptu units. Apart from Voyager, then it's Aleph, because you do want to use Aleph as one, the one that +1 AP every single round. So in that case, you are inflicting Rockstar Spotlight every single round. And lastly is Matilda, because Matilda do also act like the DPS for the impromptu team. So you want to use her incantation often. And for tips number 2, it's not really like a tips, it's more like a warning. But Regulus, the character in front of her, if you attack multiple enemies, all of them will get Rockstar Spotlight. So if all the enemy have Rockstar Spotlight, it might as well you don't inflict Rockstar Spotlight in the first place, because now impromptu will become random. So unless you really want, maybe in a fight where you don't want to kill one enemy first, right? Because let's say if you kill one enemy, the other enemy can become really strong or something like that. So you want to kill both enemy at the same time. Then in that case, yes, you inflict both of them with Rockstar Spotlight, so you divert the impromptu to both of them. Okay? Else you really don't want to do that. So here's the example I show you is that if you have 2 equally strong enemy, then you can consider inflicting both with Rockstar Spotlight. But if you are fighting like a boss with minions, then you probably don't want the minion to have Rockstar Spotlight, because sometimes killing the minion doesn't mean anything. So in that case, it's a waste of damage. Okay, so do be careful with that. One thing that I didn't write in the infographic is that if you use Aleph, and when Aleph uses his ultimate, he will memorize 2 incantation, and in the next round, when he uses both the incantations, is usually attacking the first enemy. It's not necessarily targeting the one that you target before. So if you like have Barcarola in front of Regulus, and then you have Aleph memorizing Barcarola's incantation, then Barcarola might end up attacking another enemy, which then now you have 2 enemies with Rockstar Spotlight. So please be careful with that. For tips 3, regular gameplay, as I mentioned, is rather passive, but sometimes you will have very high inspiration on her incantation. So you do want to consider to use it, because in the rotation, if like you are using Aleph and Barcarola, you will have some turns where you have free AP. So you can use that free AP and use Regulus incantation, especially when it has high inspiration. So this will lead to eventual of her gaining 5 Moxie and getting her ultimate. So tips number 4, I would suggest that if you do get their ultimate, don't use it as the first spell in your spell dock. Use it at the end. Because when you use her ultimate, she will make the entire party having evasion. But if any of the party member X or do an attack, instantly they will come out from the evasion state. So if you put it at the last, which means that your party will not be acting and they will not come out from evasion when you enter the enemy's attack phase. For tips number 5, Sorry, there's an error there. For the rotation, it's supposed to be tip 5, but the rotation, I already posted it in a previous video. So again, I will link it in this video. So if you want to know the rotation, please do click on that. Or basically, you can just read the full infographic. I already listed it out. And lastly, for tips number 6, if the round you use a left ultimate, you should consider to keep one incantation that has high inspiration. So Regulus can bring forward this inspiration to the next round when you will burst with the incantation that a left memorized, and easily you can hit very very high, even 30 or 40 or maybe higher inspiration. So impromptu will be hitting really really hard. All right, so I guess that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.